running shoes. Thousands of them. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. EDDBUD here. I'm fresh from a
rather tasty
5k last night. Nice road race down in Yeovilton. I think there's about 160 people taking part. Great fun, and I got to try out some shoes that I've kind of been waiting around for a little while in the box, but not the ones you're thinking of. Think green. Think the stinging taste of mint. Anyway, back to half marathon training. Here's a bit of an update for you over the activities that I've been undertaking during the past week. So middle of last week, I undertook a 7-mile session. It was going to include about 3 to 4 miles of fartlek. I think it was 4. No, it was 3. So I undertook a session of around about 7 miles. 3 of those were fartlek, anywhere between about 8 minutes per mile up to about 6 minutes per mile. So that's kind of really the upper point that I would push during maybe a 5k or something like that. So that fartlek session was going to be sandwiched between 2 miles of warm up and 2 miles of warm down at a more moderate pace of 7 minutes 45 seconds per mile. Had an overall target for that whole kind of session of about 7 minutes 30 seconds per mile, and I easily made that, came in just under at 7 minutes 26. So really pleased with that session. Utilised the Pegasus Turbo 2s for that. They've been really great for those kind of fartlek sessions where you're going at a considerable pace and then kind of slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. They seem to work really well for that. Combination of React and ZoomX, it just works great for that type of session. There was a bit of a headwind heading out west. I really struggled initially to try and kind of push the pace, but after a while got into the session, the wind seemed to die down a bit, or at least it carried me back as I was going east again, and came in and felt really great about that session. I found that those kind of warm-up miles and the kind of recovery sections in between are getting easier and easier. They're getting more manageable and more sustainable. So clearly the training's working. I'm upping the paces, so kind of that 8 minutes per mile pace is kind of disappearing a little bit for me now, and a 7:45 or even 7 minutes 30 pace is now much more easily sustainable. So at the weekend I had scheduled in a long run of around about 10 miles, so I had a brilliant idea of getting a shoe that I'd never used before, straight out of the box, no braking, straight on foot for 10 miles. But it all turned out for the best. I had a really great time wearing the adidas adios 4s. Straight out of the box, they felt really great on foot. Kind of feel like Neil Young rocking out a guitar solo. Molten lava type sound all over the pavement. I'm not entirely sure what any of all that means, but this shoe really did feel great on foot. It felt rocking. I really did enjoy wearing this shoe. It's incredibly lightweight, incredibly responsive, and the next day, I felt like I'd just been out for like a 3-mile bopping along 9 minutes per mile. Amazing shoe. And I got this for a stupendously cheap price as well. If you look out, you can pick up some really great deals on Adidas stuff. There's some codes out there, so do look out for those. So the 10 miles was supposed to be around about 7 minutes 45 per mile, but these just felt so good, they feel so responsive. I pushed it to about 7 minutes 35, so cut off about 10 seconds per mile and felt really good for it. The good weather on the day helped to make that session so much more manageable, and I felt really accomplished when I came in at 10 miles. So a really good week really in terms of all the training that had been done, pretty much on point for every session. Monday, 3 miles in the New Balance Beacons, just under 8 minutes per mile. You know what I'm talking about. On the Tuesday, I had a 7-mile session. This time it was going to feature some intervals, so some 1-mile repeats, followed by 400 meters of recovery. The 1-mile repeats had to be at my 10k pace, so it was around about 6 minutes 35, 6 minutes 30, something along those lines. So I was really looking forward to that one. Weather was, well, how can I put it? It was tough for this run. Good temperature, but I got absolutely drenched. There was a torrential downpour near the start of the run, and I knew that was going to make things pretty tough for me. I actually utilised the Zoomfly 3s for this session. I had boxed them for a while, but I felt really bad about it.
Why do you shun me so?
You're just a bit unsupportive in the heel area, and don't take offence, but you weigh a bit more than all the other training shoes I've got right now.
I know that, but I've got a Vaporweave upper and a carbon plate.
I know about the carbon plate and I know about the vapor weave, but there's just so many... Hang on a minute, it's raining outside.
Yay, my chance has come.
But seriously, I pulled out the Zoomfly 3s for this session in the rain on the Tuesday and it worked out really well. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? That Vaporweave upper really does vent the water incredibly quickly. Although I have found a bit of an issue with this shoe. I have messaged a couple of people to get their opinions about it as well. What I find is the Vaporweave upper vents the water quickly, but these neoprene parts that make up a considerable percentage of the inner part of the upper. Inner part of the upper? Does that make any sense? Those neoprene parts that make up a considerable percentage of the inner part of the shoe really do hold on to that water, and I found it incredibly difficult to actually get it dry. I've tried packing it with newspapers. Oh no, that was today's script. Shaking the shoes. And also just waiting. Eventually though, they did dry and they can be utilised again. But it is something to bear in mind. So clocked in around about 50 minutes for that session of 7 miles, around about 7 minutes 20 per mile. A really, really good workout, although I did have to stop a couple of times to actually literally wring out my singlet. It was absolutely drenched, there was that much water. So I'm slowly warming up to the Zoomfly 3. Just need to find a better way of drying it off, I guess. So Wednesday saw me go a little off plan, which is absolutely fine. There was a road race down at Yeovilton, 5k, and I was quite keen to test out a shoe that had been boxed for a while, the Vaporfly Next. A good time to do a 5k to see if some of that speed work and some of the intervals that I've been doing are really paying off and improving that top speed. So I went out first mile round about 6 minutes 20, managed to hold it there for the second mile, 6 minutes 23, and then really pushed it hard, third mile of 6 minutes 13. Fortunately, there was a really experienced runner pacing the 20-minute mark, Mr. Poulcard. Thank you for helping me achieve something I didn't think I'd perhaps ever do, getting under 20 minutes for the 5k. I came in at 19 minutes 53. So super happy with that, a new personal best. So maybe the training helped a little bit, maybe these helped a little bit, but I think possibly it's the support of Graham Still and Poulcard really helped me achieve that personal best. Kept that cadence nice and high, 180 steps per minute. Good test for these. There's only a couple of bends, but oh man, these really fly. Down the home straight there, the last sort of 200 meters or so, I really kicked in, and you can really move if you push the pace in these. My 40-year-old legs, probably not the greatest to get the most out of these shoes, but even if you're a non-elite runner, you'll get something out of this. It's a fantastically comfortable and speedy shoe. So next percent felt really, really good. At the time of writing, my legs are absolutely fine. The next sort of day on, no aches or pains at all in my legs. You know, it could happen yet, but do feel really good at this point. It's that Zoom X foam once again helping to reduce that fatigue. So as we advance on to almost 700 subscribers, I just want to say a heartfelt thanks to my friends and buddies out there that have already subscribed. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that button in the bottom right corner of the screen there and you can subscribe. It's completely free and you'll be informed about when new videos are launched. Please make sure you hit the bell for notifications, comment down below, and also hit that like button. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you.
Can I do the outro?
No, my name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you. That's my phrase.
Please?
It's not my name's Zoomfly 3 and I'll be seeing you, okay?
Please
So
let
just
me.
stop getting these big ideas. You're just a shoe.
Please let me have a go.
I run this channel, not you. Do you understand?
Okay.